What is up, guys? Zaid here, and I'm going to be learning what all these Infernoble cards do. These cards came out when I wasn't really playing, so I'm not 100% sure what they all do. So I net decked a build from this YouTube channel, Yu-Gi-Oh! Top Deck, so check them out. Thank you guys for the build. And I'm going to read each card one by one so I know what they all do, and anyone else that doesn't know what they do will know what they do. Alright, so Frame Driver. He's a psychic soldier that rides into battle against the security forces of currents of lightning using an automatic amplifier called Frame. I knew what he did. He does nothing. And then Immortal Phoenix Gearfried. This card seems like one of the good ones. You can banish an equip spell from your field or grave. Special this card from your hand. At the start of the damage step, if this card attacks, you can equip one face-up monster on the field to this card as an equip spell that gives the monster 500 attack. When a monster effect is activated, quick effect, send one face-up equipped you control to the graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. You can only use each effect of Immortal Phoenix Gearfried once per turn. Alright, Super Quantum Red Layer. I remember this card. I played this in Monarchs back in the day. If you control no monsters, special it from your hand, and when he's normally specialed, add a Super Quant card back to your hand. And then Infernoble Knight Ogier. Forgive me if I pronounce that wrong. I'm gonna full screen this baby too. Let's go. Alright, Infernoble Knight Ogier. When this card is an equip card, the equip monster cannot be destroyed by card effects. You can only use each of the following effects of Infernoble Knight Ogier once per turn. Oh fuck, I skipped over. If this card's normal or special summon, send a Noble Arms card or Fire Warrior monster, except itself from your deck to the graveyard. Is there a good one to send? If this card's in your graveyard, target a warrior monster you control, equip it as an equip card to that target. This dude, oh, he's a tuner. When this card is an equip card, your opponent cannot target the equipped monster with card effects. Oh, his name is Infernoble Knight Oliver. When this card is an equip card, your opponent cannot target the equipped monster with card effects. You can only use each of the following effects of Infernoble Knight Oliver once per turn. Send a Fire Warrior monster or one equip spell from your hand or face up on the side of the field to the graveyard. Special this card from your graveyard. Oh, that's really cool. Special this card from your from your hand or face up field to the graveyard. Special this card from your hand as a level 1 tuner. If this card is in your graveyard, target a warrior monster you control, equip this card to that monster you control. Everyone knows what Connector does. Summons a Neospatian from hand or deck, and then you could tribute him to summon a Neospatian or Elemental Heroes in your graveyard. So he's just Aqua Dolphin times 2. And then 3 Gamma to go with the driver, which cannot be normal summon set, must be special summoned by card effect. When your opponent activates a monster effect while you control no monsters, quick effect, you can special both this card from your hand and one Frame Driver from your deck, grave, or hand. And if you do, negate the activation and destroy that monster. Most powerful hand trap, but with the highest cost. Alright, Mecha Phantom Beast O-Lion. When he is sent to the graveyard, he summons a token. And you can banish him from the graveyard for an additional normal summon of a Mecha Phantom Beast. Next, Secret 6 Samurai Gemba. I think this card's just because it's a tuner. Yeah, when it's normal, add a banish 6 Sam back to your hand, and if you control exactly one 6 Samurai, or if a 6 Samurai would be destroyed, you can banish this instead. But it doesn't look like there's another Sam card in the list, so I guess this is just to get off Isolde to do the combo. Infernoble Knight Renaud. If you control a Fire Warrior specialist card from your hand, that card's insane. If it's treated as a tuner, you can only special summon Infernoble Knight Renaud once per turn this way. If this card is special summoned, you can target one of your Fire Warrior monsters or one of your equipped spells that is banished in your graveyard, accept himself, and add it to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. That card seems really good. Then Jet Synchron, everyone knows what that does. If this card sent to the graveyard as a synchro material, add a junk monster from your deck to your hand. No one really uses that effect. If this card's in your graveyard, send a card from your hand to the graveyard, special this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. That's the relevant one. It's not a combo starter in this deck though, since you don't have Link Haribo. It's not one card combo. And then Fire Lady Flint. If you control a warrior specialist from your hand, send this card from your field to the graveyard, special level 4 or lower warrior from your hand, and if you do, your opponent cannot target it with card effects this turn. You can only use each effect of Fire Flint Lady once per turn. And then 3 triple tactics talent. I just read this card like yesterday, and it's insane. If your opponent's activated a monster effect during your main phase this turn, activate one of these effects, draw 2 cards, take control of one monster your opponent controls, or look at your opponent's hand and choose a card from it and shuffle it into the deck. So you either draw 2, take a monster, or rip a hand trap. So no matter what, you're doing good. Rhoda searches every card in the deck, add a 4 lower warrior. Heritage of the Chalice. Add a Noble Knight monster or Noble Arms card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. And I think all the Ignoble Knights count, right? Or Infernoble? Yeah, they still say Noble Knight. That's insane. So add one of them from your deck or grave to your hand. If a Noble Knight monster equipped with an equip spell is destroyed by battle and sent to their grave, you can add this card to your hand. Okay, that's fair. That's balanced. Divine Sword Phoenix Blade. Banish 2 warriors, add it to hand. The equipped monster gains 300 attack. Living Fossil. Summons a 4 or lower from graveyard, negating its effect. Banish it when this card leaves the field. It also loses 1,000 attack and defense, but you're going to link away with it. When this card's equipped to a monster, add a 5 or lower fire warrior from your deck to your hand. That's stupid. Then destroy this card. If this card's in the graveyard because you equipped a monster sent to the grave, target a 5 or lower warrior in your graveyard and special summon it. 5 or lower fire warrior. You cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except warrior monsters. That effect probably doesn't come up that much. And then Smoke Grenade of the Thief. When this equipped card is active and is destroyed by card effect, look at your opponent's hand, select a card from their hand, and discard it to the graveyard. And then 3 Infinite Impermanence. Target a monster your opponent controls, negate its effects. If this card was set before activation and is on the field at resolution, for the rest of this turn, all other spell and trap effects in this column are negated. If you control no cards, you can activate this card from your hand. Ah, that was a lot of fucking reading. And I still got a whole extra deck to go. The extra deck should actually be easy since almost all these cards are played in every fucking deck. If an equipped card becomes equipped to a monster on the field, even during the damage step, destroy 1 card on the field. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. During the end phase, you can equip 1 equip spell from your hand or graveyard to this card. Then you can equip a fire warrior from your deck to this card as an equipped spell that gives it 500. You can use each effect once per turn. So during the end phase, you can just get a pop. That's cool. Boreload Savage Dragon. If this card is synchro summoned, equip a link from your graveyard, and if you do, place Boral counters on it equal to the link monster's link rate. This card gains attack equal to half the attack of the monster that's equipped to it. Then when your opponent activates a card effect, remove a counter to negate it. Then 1 Psyframe Omega, quick effect, banish it to banish a card from your opponent's hand for a turn. And if it's in the graveyard, shuffle it into the extra deck and shuffle one of your opponent's cards from the grave into the deck. Coral Dragon, discard a card, pop a card, and it's a tuner, and when it leaves the field you draw a card. Infernoble Knight Captain Roland. If this card synchro summoned, activate this effect. During the end phase of this turn, send an equipped spell from your deck to the graveyard, then add a warrior from your deck to your hand. During the main phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 warrior monster you control, equip this card to that monster you control as an equipped spell that gives it 500 attack. You can only use each effect of Infernoble Knight Captain Roland once per turn. Herald of the Arclight. Any monster sent from the hand or main deck to the graveyard is banished instead. When a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated, quick effect, tribute this card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. If this card is sent to the graveyard, add a ritual monster or a ritual spell from your deck to your hand. If this synchro summon monster would be used as a synchro material, 1 monster in your hand can be used as the other one of the materials, unaffected by other monsters' effects. Martial Metal Marcher. This card is insane. If this card synchro summon, target a tuner in your graveyard, special it in defense, but negate its effects. And in this deck, you have a lot of targets. I think this guy was one. Yeah. Roland's a tuner. Oliver's a tuner. O-Lion for the combo. Who else is a tuner? Jet. This guy's only a tuner on field though. That's crazy. Access code to go for game. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this card's effect activations. If this card is link summoned, target a link monster that was used as material for its link summon. This card gains attack equal to that monster's link rating times 1,000. Banish a link monster from your field or graveyard. Destroy a card your opponent controls. Also, for the rest of the turn, you cannot banish monsters with the same attribute to activate this effect. Nightmare Unicorn. When it's link summoned, discard a card, target a card on the field, shuffle it into the deck. If it was co-linked, draw a card. You can only use it once per turn. And if any co-linked nightmare monsters are on the field during your normal draw phase, draw one card for each of those co-linked nightmare monsters. Mecha Phantom Beast Auroradon. If this card's link summoned, activate this effect. Special 3 tokens, also level 3. Also, you cannot link summon for the rest of the turn. Once per turn, you can tribute up to 3 monsters and apply one of these effects based on the number tributed. 1, destroy a card. 2, summon a Mecha Phantom Beast monster from your deck. 3, add a trap from your grave to your hand. Isolde takes 2 warriors. If it's link summoned, search a warrior. You can't normal summon or set or special summon monsters with the same name or activate their effects for the rest of the turn. And then you can send any number of equipped spells with different names from your deck to the grave. Special a warrior from your deck whose level equals the number of cards sent to the graveyard. You can only use each effect once per turn. The Trusty Needle Fiber, or Christian Helke Fibrex. If this card's link summoned, special 3 or lower tuner from your hand or deck, but it cannot activate its effect during your opponent's end or battle phase. You can banish this card you control, special a tuner synchro from your extra deck. You can only use each effect of him once per turn. And then the Almighty Link Cross. If this card's link summoned, you can activate this effect. Special summon a number of link tokens up to the link rating of the monsters used for this card's link summon. Also, you cannot use link tokens as link material for the rest of this turn. You can only use this effect of Link Cross once per turn. And I'm not going over the side deck because that would be a lot of reading for cards you guys probably already know, and I already know. Except this one, I gotta read this one. Send any number of other cards from your hand or field to the graveyard. Choose that many effect monsters your opponent controls until the end of this turn. Their attack is halved. Also, their effects are negated. In response to this card's activation, your opponent cannot activate cards or the effects of cards of the same original type as the cards sent to the graveyard to activate this effect. So if you send monsters and spells, they can't reply with monsters and spells, but you can still judgment it unless they send a trap. That's really cool, actually. That card's weird in the sense that there's kind of ways to play around it, but kind of not. Alright, well, now I went over every card and I kind of know what the deck does, so I guess I'm going to do some test hands with it.